We told you once and we told you twice. We can't recommend our bad advice. We can't recommend our bad advice.
Hello!
Hi! Welcome to Bad Advice.
That's right.
The Punching Judy's Bad Advice.
That's right. Where we always remind you that we told you once and we told you twice,
but we cannot
recommend. We cannot
at all. Like literally,
no.
that was
literally
in the
our
contract
lawyers
too.
have told us you cannot recommend your bad advice.
Yeah,
I believe my lawyer Marvin Speck said that if we did recommend it, it would be we could be liable.
Well, yeah, Garth was telling me that we've really put ourselves into legal hot water a few times.
If we were to recommend it.
Yeah, we have to always give you that disclaimer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise,
do not do this. Do not do
not.
any
We have a lot
of
of
this.
influence.
Yeah.
We hold a lot of power.
But, you know, by the same token, it is a lot of fun
It is a lot
to
of fun.
consider the bad advice we give.
There's a word in French that I don't know.
Well, then you don't really know the word.
Well, I admitted to that, but it means like the naughty thoughts in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we all have those intrusive thoughts.
That's right.
You know, like the
I
urge.
believe in English they call it intrusive thoughts.
Well, there's like the urge to jump off a cliff even though you don't want to. You
That's
know?
right.
You know that
Or
feeling?
run over your boss.
Or put Ruby in a wood chipper.
Which would be terrible because I'm basically styrofoam. It would be everywhere.
You should be everywhere. Maybe that's what when you finally go, we'll put you through a wood chipper and we'll all breathe you in and you'll be the microplastics in our body.
Oh, Lord.
God. Well, should we get into our letters?
Let's get into it.
All right, folks. Brand new season 2.
Bad
Punching Judy's Bad Advice.
All right, here we go.
All right. Hey, Judys.
And let me see. Can you kind of?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Judys.
Uh-huh.
Recently, I bought a thank you card for a friend.
Uh-huh.
The card was $4.50, and I paid by credit card.
$4.50.
That's expensive for a card these
Well,
days. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Actually, it's not.
No?
I purchased a card not too long ago. $6.75.
Jesus,
I
Lord.
was like,
Is
the
it made of
gift was less
gold?
than the card.
My God, the checker accidentally charged me $40.50.
Oh my God.
A few minutes later, I noticed on my phone that I'd been overcharged. So I went back to the shop to point out the error. I waited on her serving several other people, and when it was my turn, I was polite. I asked her if she would mind checking the receipt, as I think she'd overcharged me.
Well, clearly.
The attitude was so thick. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
And the way she spoke to me was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Even stating that she'd never met anyone so desperate for $36.
$36 is a lot of money.
Girl, seriously, that's a whole meal.
It's a couple of meals, really.
I didn't argue with that comment because I wasn't desperate for $36, but it is my money that I didn't expect to be, quote unquote,
For a
stolen.
card.
Jesus. Anyways, I got home and she'd refunded my card $360. Honestly, Judys, do
Oh
I
my
even
God.
need to explain my question? For context, it's
Yeah.
not a small business, if that helps with your answer. And
So
to-
is it like a big chain
I'm
or
assuming
something?
it's a big chain.
Yeah.
But I've never considered this before, but because of how rude and disrespectful she was to me for her mistake, I'm thinking about keeping the money from her mistake. What would you do? Well, Karma B,
Oh, yeah.
I think that
you know,
you-
karma can be a bee.
it can be, and I think
Yeah.
that you're in the same rotted, toxic headspace that I would be in.
Yeah.
And I'm often in. And I would say, screw that, whoever they were.
Yeah, that terrible.
Terrible, no good,
Very bad.
very bad,
Rude.
mean, rude.
Yeah.
Attitude, so thick. Ugh.
Yeah.
I would hope she'd get fired for her mistake, because here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, Miss Ruby.
Yeah.
Whatever company this is going to give you a call after they've discovered their onerous mistake.
I hope it's Target.
Well,
Hey, listen.
They're hurting, so they would probably be pinching pennies at that point.
That's right.
But they're going to say, can you please return the money to us? It was a mistake. And you're going to say, well, it was a mistake that she overcharged me to begin with.
That's right.
And I think that you need to hire people with better math educations. Okay?
Or just people who have a better customer service skills.
Because at the end of the day, guess what? That was that lady's mistake.
Well, you know what
And I would have been happy to give it back to her if she was nice to me.
Exactly.
But if you're a rotted, no good,
Very bad.
mean lady,
That's right.
or man,
That's right.
I'm going to say, screw you.
Hey, listen, you know what I would do?
Yeah.
I would say, you know what? I'm going to give that money to charity.
I wouldn't.
I would.
I'd keep it for myself. But
At my charity. Kind of like, Miss Ruby's charitable fund.
So you're paying yourself through charity so that you don't have to tax yourself.
Well,
This is tax evasion.
oh, is it?
You're being very, very open in a public video about your tax evasion plot.
Well, it's not.
So that's the one thing I can advise you not to do in this situation is tax evasion.
No, I would do. I would put it in my charitable fund and distribute it.
What would your fund be about?
Well, I have a charitable fund.
And what is it?
Well, it's for animals.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of animals?
Well, you know, shelter animals.
Really?
You just don't know this about me?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I have a fund.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Herkimer Fund, and it's
Why the Herkimer Fund?
Well, because it's named after my old dog Herkimer. Now, Herkimer, I adopted from now. This is several years ago.
Okay.
And I adopted Herkimer from an old gal. She was going into a nursing home, and her name was Mabel, and she was from the South.
Okay.
And Herkimer was
Herkimer.
yeah, she would go Herkimer, Herkimer, and I was like, poor little Herkimer. He's you know, he was a Chihuahua, and he was
A Chihuahua named Herkimer?
That's right.
I thought he was like a Scotty or something.
Well, no, he was a little Chihuahua, and he was so misshapen that that poor thing. He was a clever, funny little weird dog. I loved him.
My God.
But you know, he had a lot of health issues, and you know, I thought to myself, Miss Ruby, you know, here's something you can do after
Herkimer.
After Herkimer passed away. I thought, what can I do to help? You know, old dogs with and you know, a lot of people don't want to adopt.
No,
old
it's very
dogs
sad actually.
because you know they know that these old dogs have health issues.
Right, and they're not long for the world,
That's
and they're not
right.
as cute as maybe they were
I
originally.
created a little fund, and the money goes to help old dogs get adopted.
Wow, that's some good person stuff.
I'm kidding. Well, you know, you bought right into it, didn't you?
Well, I was sort of dubious because
Well,
there's no way this selfish bitch right here would ever give money away to anyone but herself.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, please.
That's not true.
Oh, please.
I have given money.
You would
to,
burn that 360 so fast, girl. You'd be buying, I don't know.
I have given money to animal shelters and stuff, but I don't have a charity.
You know,
for-
I was thinking about starting a charity myself, a charity event.
Oh.
So, as you know, I like to paddleboard.
Oh yeah.
And wouldn't it be funny if every year...
She likes to get paddled with the board.
That too, but wouldn't it be fun if...
Josiah, here's a little information for you.
He already knows everything that he needs to know about me there.
Oh, sure.
Okay?
Oh, sure.
He knows all about what he needs to do.
Anyways, go on.
Well, I thought it'd be cute if one day I started a charity event every Pride season called Queens of the Lake.
Oh.
And so people, maybe not all drag queens. I kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
One would be a bunch of drag queens would volunteer to do a paddleboard race in drag on Lake Washington.
Okay.
And, you know, so people would come and donate and we would get sponsors.
Right.
Or the other one would be a bunch of drag queens would sort of wait on the sidelines in drag, put people in drag, and then they would be there sort of, you know, it'd be like a foot race where we would put them in drag and then they would run to the paddleboard and then do the race in drag.
Okay, I'm bored.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I am very bored.
Why?
It just sounds boring.
It sounds like a board because it's a paddle board.
It's boring. Not
No.
boarding, it's
Folks,
boring.
If you think that Queens of the Lake should be a thing, we could donate to trans youth, to queer youth. We could donate to all sorts of wonderful charities around town.
Or we could just take the money that you negotiated in your new contract and donate it to them.
But that's for me.
Oh, see? Selfish.
I like to donate other
Selfish.
people's money. Yes.
Selfish.
Yeah. Yes.
You are selfish.
Yes. I like nice things. I am selfish.
No, you know.
I don't want to share my money. I want to share other people's money.
I can see you probably using that $300 just for yourself.
I would.
That's right.
I would go and I'd buy myself a Nintendo Switch 2.
You know, I would have probably, you know what I would have done?
What's that?
With that gal. I would not have kept the $300.
What would you have done?
Because she was such a little bitch to me, I would have tucked that money into an envelope with a nice note explaining what happened and send it to her boss.
Oh. Wow.
And say, listen, this is what happened. And I just wanted to let you know that,
Your worker's dumb.
That's right.
Real dumb.
Listen, that would have got her in some serious trouble. And my karma, I don't want to invite bad karma.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I've got enough bad karma in my life.
Whoever this girl is, she clearly needs better training on the till.
That's right. But I think that would be a good way to get her in trouble, is just send the money into the boss and say, hey, your little helper wasn't very helpful.
Oh, you know what I would do?
What?
I would go in the next day and buy $360 worth of whatever. And I would say, oh, I came into a little bit of extra money, so I decided to spoil myself.
Uh-huh.
And I'd give her a wink and then walk out.
Well, now we know who's real selfish.
Me.
You.
I love to buy things.
I know. I can tell.
It's kind of a problem sometimes.
It is a problem.
You remember what
You
happened.
have a lot of problems.
I do, yes. That's why I'm a drag queen. People who are drag queens usually do not have no problems.
Listen, I'm a drag queen, and I am.
And you have a ton
I
of
have no
problems.
problems.
You're full of problems. You
I'm
are
not.
a problem.
I am
You're a
not.
nuisance. You're a public nuisance. You're a global nuisance. You're global enemy number one.
Oh, since when?
That's why I had to go to Colorado.
You went to Colorado to get your breast reduction.
Removal, baby. It wasn't reduced. It was removed.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Well, that's what I get.
Don't blame me for that.
I'm just saying, public enemy number one is sitting right next to me.
Huh. I don't see her.
Well, Karma B, we are not going to help you with any kind of good answer. And it honestly sounds like you're already in the same horrible mind place that we are. So we do not advise that you do anything bad. But it sounds like you already know what you want to do. And I would keep the money. And I would make sure that girl gets plenty of her comeuppance.
I think I'd send it into their boss. Just the idea of getting her fired kind of thrills me. Especially after treating me so crappy.
I inherited this from
Of course,
my
she
father.
may have been having a bad day, and that does happen. But still, you know, public service.
We're not here to be the empathetic wellsprings
pathetic.
Of logic.
You are pathetic.
Empathetic.
Don't call me pathetic.
This cashier can't do math, but she can't do the English language, apparently. Empathetic. Empathy. Empathetic.
Whatever. Let's go on to the next. Letter number 2.
We told you once and we told you twice. We can't recommend our bad advice.
All right. Welcome back.
Letter number 2. This is from Vera Hurt.
Dos.
Vera Hurt.
What?
Vera Hurt.
Vera Hurt.
Vera Hurt.
Oh, let me see.
Vera's hurt.
Oh, okay.
Vera Hurt. Yeah.
Hey, Vera.
Hi, Vera.
Yeah.
Now,
I hope this is a good one.
Folks, this is the fun of the Punching Judy's bad advice, because if you write us a letter, we don't give your real name, and we give you a fun name that we come up with that based on your letter. So
this year we ought to this season, I think we might. I just came up with an idea as the executive producer. The best letter we get from one of our listeners over the season wins $50.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, cool.
$50.
$50. $50 prize. You heard
That's
it now.
right.
Season 2.
Yeah. Season 2. You send us the best letter,
and you win $50.
Listen, we'll be the judges.
And also, I'm going to start writing in letters.
Well, I bet you do. But the best letter that we get.
50 smackaroos.
50 smackaroos.
It's not bank breaking, but it's
you
something.
can send it to the Punching Judys.
We are not below bribery now
at
for new viewers.
gmail.com. Oh, well,
no, it's a prize. It's fun.
People take time to write these letters, and we've gotten a few great ones.
We have.
I just think, well, wouldn't it be fun to,
to reward them?
Yeah, just
give them some love in these
especially
trying
for
times.
the best one.
I agree.
So we'll give that out in December.
So that's the great season 2 sweepstakes.
That's right. I can see it now. The season 2 sweepstakes.
All right.
Send us the best bad advice letter and win some money.
Win some $50.
That's right.
All right, folks, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Judys.
Hey, Judys.
I've been married to Brad for 2 years.
Hey, Brad.
Brad and Janet. Right after the wedding, we moved into an apartment he said was a great deal from
Wonderful.
a family friend.
Wonderful.
Love that.
Yeah.
We agreed to split rent and utilities 50-50 to keep things equal since we were starting fresh and wanted to avoid conflicts over money. So I've been sending him $700 a month just for the rent this whole time.
Wow.
3 days ago.
Listen, only
God,
$700.
They don't make rent like that anymore, I'll tell you.
Well, not
happen.
in Seattle.
Not in Seattle.
That's right.
Not in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I've been sending him $700 a month, blah, blah, blah. 3 days ago at a family barbecue, I overheard his mom talking to her sister about how it's nice getting rent from Brad's place and how smart they were to keep it in the family.
What?
After a little investigation...
Wait, what? Am I understanding this?
Well, we're about to find out.
Oh.
After a little investigating, I found out his mom owns the apartment, and to top it off, Brad is on the deed too. I had no idea. He never told me. He just let me keep paying for rent for 2 years like a clueless roommate.
So she's paying all the rent.
Yeah. When I confronted him, he said, I never asked, and that I'm overreacting because we weren't overpaying or anything. But I feel completely blindsided. It's not the money.
No.
It's the secrecy.
It is.
I told him I would
What else
keep
is he
paying
keeping
until we
secret?
talk about a fair setup. Now he's acting like I'm the problem. How do I ever trust him again?
Oh, wow. Whew. Listen, I'm incensed just reading this letter.
Here's the thing.
I'm like mad as a wet hand.
Well, I do understand her anger, but
I do. Whew.
just because you own a place, he still has a mortgage.
Right?
He still has to pay for water and electricity.
But it's his mom and him.
Yes,
And
but
they did not let her in on this.
I don't think it's nice that he did not tell her. That's not
It's
cool.
not about nice, Louvel. It's not about nice.
But I do think, did she expect to get a free room or board out of this when she found out he owned it?
I don't think that's it. I think that if he had come to her and he'd say, hey, listen, my mom and I own this place, and we do have a mortgage to pay.
Yes.
And
so you'll pay part of the mortgage.
We'll pay all of the mortgage for that matter.
Right. Yeah. Well, I
mean, honestly.
I think there's a lot going on here. I do understand the need to pay for things.
Did she say they're married?
She did say they just got married.
Divorce. Not divorce. What else is he keeping secret? Does he have a bug collection that he hasn't shown
He
her?
has a secret family staying in the other
He
apartment.
could.
Maybe he's a landlord. He could have a whole bunch of money that she's not aware of.
Listen, I find that really sketchy.
Did this happen to you, or is that why you're so emotional about this?
Well, it has not happened to me, but just the idea that his mom knew.
It's a betrayal.
His mom knew. And she was talking about it to his aunt. It's like everybody around her.
So she was sort of the fool of the scenario.
Well, yes.
And he they all knew she was a fool about it.
That's right.
The family does sound a little sketchy and sour.
I mean,
like the second you marry her son, he's gonna suddenly, we're gonna go on vacation together, and you're
it's
just
kind of like a
White
softcore
Lotus.
version of Psycho, where mom and son are a little too close,
plotting,
and they're not including her in any of the information.
Maybe one day you're gonna be showering, Vera. You're gonna be showering, and you're just gonna see that man with a big old steak knife.
Crazy.
Or worse, a butter knife.
Oof.
I mean, that would take a long time.
This guy just creeps me out. Hey, Brad, you're a creep.
Brad the ass.
Yeah, Brad is.
No,
Brad is bad.
Brad is bad.
That's our new T-shirt.
Bad. Brad is bad. Don't be a Brad.
No, don't be a Brad.
Don't be a Brad. Just be a queen, whether you're broke or evergreen.
Oof, I am stunned.
I think it's a low move to do to your wife.
But and if I was her, I would. Well, I don't.
I will say, listeners, we often make snap judgments about divorce and split ups here, but I do think this is a situation where you're like, do I really know the man that I've married?
Well, that's what I'm always the one who's like, no, maybe not divorce.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know. I mean, definitely.
And if they're married, doesn't she technically have a right to some of that too?
Exactly. And it makes me think that he's keeping it from her.
So that he doesn't have to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And honestly, listen, I can't overemphasize this. It is my
She's been married many times.
It is my little bit of good advice.
Yes.
You know, I do have some good advice occasionally.
Oh.
And it is communication. Communication.
Masturbation.
And
that helps too.
how does that have anything to do with what I'm talking about?
Because good sex leads to a good relationship.
Well, clearly these two do not have a good relationship.
I would know all about that.
Josiah, she's needing you right now.
Josiah Walker.
Stop!
What?
You're so
I'm giving some
bad.
love to Josiah.
You're so bad.
Josiah Walker gonna. Ooh.
Well, how would you feel if Josiah, said, "Oh, I've got this cute place. We all could live there," and then you found out later that it was his.
Oh,
and
I'd
his
murder him in
mom's.
cold blood.
Well, I don't think you'd do that.
Well, yeah, I would.
I don't believe you.
I would.
No,
I would.
I would not let you.
Well, that's fine. I'd murder you too.
I can't be murdered.
I'd leave a long trail of bodies behind.
Really? This is what we're going to leave these people on?
Well, you said bad advice, and you've been very sensible, so I figured I'd up the ante and make it really dramatic.
Nobody's killing anybody.
Probably not, but still.
Why is it that it always ends up killing with you? At some point, mine's always divorce, which is bad enough. You're always like, I'm going to kill somebody.
It's one of those intrusive thoughts that we mentioned.
It's truly. Oh, wasn't that in the last episode?
Well, it was in the episode that's before this. Yeah,
Last week.
last week.
That's right.
In podcast time.
That's right. No, listen, if Josiah did that, you would be hurt.
I would be
truthful.
very angry.
If Michael did that, I'd be hurt.
I'd probably take all of Josiah. So I have to tell you something. I've discovered that Josiah has an addiction. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Josiah is addicted to seltzer water.
Oh, whew. I was worried that was...
Ruby, it's crazy though.
Really?
So in the trunk of Josiah's car, he has a whole pallet's worth of soda water stacked
What
up on
brand?
top of all sorts of brands.
What?
He has all sorts of. He just finds them when they're on sale and he buys them. All that man drinks is seltzer water.
Well, I have to say, I drink quite a bit of seltzer water myself.
I mean, but he brings it to the restaurant.
well,
He brings it at home.
You got to stay hydrated.
He brings it to my house because he knows that I won't have it. But I have started to buy it when I know he's coming
Yeah,
over
well.
because he drinks the whole pack in one night.
Well, he's got to stay hydrated.
Some people-
He works. I don't know if you know this about Josiah, but he works behind that grill. And he is a hard worker.
He's a hard worker.
And,
He's
you got to stay hydrated.
But he is addicted to seltzer water.
Well, I am too.
And so if he ever pulled something like this on me, I would take every single thing of seltzer water and just throw it, or no, I would shake them all up. I would shake them all up while he wasn't aware. And I'd keep shaking them. So every time he opened a seltzer water, it blew up in his face.
Oh.
So Josiah Walker,
Don't be lying.
if you ever lie to me about owning a piece of property that I'm paying you to live in, baby, the cans, it's going to be, instead of the reckoning, it's going to be the cannoning. The cannon.
You're
And you're just going to get seltzer in your face for the rest of your goddamn life.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Every time you go to open a can, it's going to blow up.
It won't be safe. It'll be like a Pavlovian response. You'll be afraid of seltzer water.
Oh.
And I'll have effectively cured you of your addiction.
Excuse me. You made
What
me
are
laugh
you
so
addicted
hard.
to?
Oh, clearly smoking.
Oh my God. Well, he used to smoke.
I did used to smoke.
No, Josiah.
Oh, did
So
you?
I think what happens is he traded a pack of cigarettes a day for a pack of seltzer a day.
Well, maybe.
Probably much healthier.
I smoked for many years.
Well, I'm starting to think he's going to float away if he drinks too much carbonation.
No, it's not true. It's not like Willy Wonka and the
That's
Chocolate
why his
Factory.
muscles are so big. His arms are so big because they're full of carbonation.
not.
If I shake his muscles, will they blow up? Josiah, we're going to try this later.
How is Josiah?
He's wonderful.
He's...
He took he came to visit me in Colorado.
Yeah.
And he told the nurses, go take a break. I'm going to take care of this for a while.
Yeah.
And he took very good care of me.
Oh,
He took very good care of me.
Mwah. to Josiah. He's a good
I love
boy.
that man.
Yeah, he's great.
must-
I've always been a fan, and I will continue to be a fan.
Not like that Brad, Vera.
Brad
Vera,
is
find yourself
terrible.
a Josiah, not a Brad.
Brad is terrible. I would suggest getting rid of him.
Kill
There's
him.
a lot of good men out there. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe
know what you
there's
should
not
do,
a
Brad?
lot. I don't know.
What you should do is light his unit on fire.
I think that's
I need
probably
to
a
stop.
bad
I need to stop doing these extremes. They're gonna
That's
put me
right.
on a list. I'm on a government watch
That's right.
list now.
She's crazy.
Oh, my God.
She's the Lorena Bobbitt with fire.
Ooh, Lorena Bobbitt him. God, there's a documentary on that. We'll talk about this someday.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so
my.
good.
Is it a good one?
Baby, if I'm gonna be like Lorena Bobbitt, I'm gonna snip it off and rob it. I don't know. That's my song.
Yeah, well, then he would be like a hobbit.
Ooh. Or more like a nubbit.
Short.
Well, he'd be short somewhere.
Well, that's
Little tiny nubbin.
you know, I've got to say, she.
Vera, you're
I
a
don't-
hot mess.
Yeah,
He's an asshole.
yeah.
Definitely divorce him. Like, that is actually good advice, I think.
I say you have every reason to be hurt. You have every reason to distrust him.
Mm-hmm.
You have every reason to move on. You have every reason to.
But get pregnant with his child first so that you can get
do not
his...
do.
Yes,
do
you
not
want,
do that.
You want a piece of the pie, homegirl. Come on,
But I
get
do
it.
have to say, I think the mother-in-law needs a little bit of comeuppance too.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, she's
not very
in on the
nice.
secret.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
She's probably some white, waspy woman.
Oh no, come on.
Oh, hey, Brad. You told Vera that we own the place. Oh, I told you not to tell her that.
I bet he didn't. I bet.
She gonna be so upset, Brad.
I don't know.
Brad, no. Where's my lorazepam, Brad?
Who is it? That's not
Parker Posey.
Oh, that's my. that she is. Oh,
Oh,
that's-
Brad, I
Oh,
told you
Brad.
not to tell her that the house belonged to us. Well, Vera, that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
That's all she wrote.
it's divorce.
Divorce and all the other things. That
Listen,
we,
I think you can do better.
you can do better.
I think you can do better.
It's going to be scary
You
to start
sound like
over
a nice
again.
person.
Vera, you never
And,
know. You might.
I'm sorry that you got caught up with these sketchy family.
Yeah.
But you know, I would cut my losses. Really, cut your losses and, move along.
cut his manhood.
Oh, I disavow all these things she's saying.
Well, I do too. That's why I'm saying them. Listen, the legal version of myself, whose name I shall not say in full, Christopher, he is not endorsing the words of this fictional character that I have created.
Yeah.
Who exists in a realm of comedy, and nothing I say is real.
It's too bad nothing she says is funny.
Have a wonderful day, folks. Thank
See you
you
next
so much for tuning in this episode. Bye.
We told you once and we told you twice. We can't recommend our bad advice. We can't recommend our bad advice.